Personal fulfillment, self-improvement. Man is a free agent and can choose and determine his actions. Man is never forced against his will to do anything. Transmitting knowledge to others. Remove tight clothing and shoes for better circulation. Press thumb and first 2 fingers at the base of the skull. Take a deep breath and hold it, then slowly exhale. Repeat the breathing exercise several times. This helps discharge excess psychic energy and eases tension. Great writers, composers, artists, and inventors employ psychic energy to gain inspiration and raise their level of awareness. Tap into a source of inspiration beyond intellect. Psychometry, the ability to perceive information about an object through touch. Noetic effects are states of insight and deep comprehension. Creativity is a complex mental process that involves the intentional direction of motivation. It can be approached from philosophical, psychological, and practical viewpoints. When we think of creativity, we often associate it with bringing something into existence, whether it is a substance or just a form. However, creativity can also be seen as the generation of original ideas, regardless of whether they acquire substance or form. These creative ideas are often spontaneous and credited to the subconscious processes of intuition. Negative thoughts can have a detrimental effect on creativity, as they can be transmitted from one person's mind to another. It is important for individuals to control any tendency to be overbearing towards others about their studies, as this can hinder the creative process. Overall, creativity is a multifaceted concept that involves the generation of original ideas and the ability to bring them into reality. The process of seeking inspiration involves tapping into a higher source of ideas and knowledge that is accessible to all individuals. This higher level of consciousness, often referred to as the rain cloud of knowable things, contains a wealth of new ideas, melodies, pictures, and techniques that can be accessed with little effort. It is believed that humanity is now at a stage where we are ready to receive these inspirations and bring them into physical manifestation. This ability to seek and receive inspiration can be developed by anyone, regardless of their position, authority, power, or skill. It is not limited to a select few, but rather, there are countless valuable ideas waiting to be discovered by each individual. Different types of inspiration, including coming into mental attunement with others working on the same problem, tuning in on powerful thought forms generated in the past, and seeking inspiration from a higher source. Select a short verse at random. Read the verse through once. Read the verse line by line, repeating each line after. Read the first 3 lines together, then read the 4th silently. Say the 4th line aloud as the collaborator reads it silently. Repeat the exercise with another short poem or stanza. Continue the exercise for 15 to 30 minutes. States that elementals are different classes of beings in the desire world. Elementals are different classes of beings in the desire world, which is a realm of nature composed of 7 regions divided by relative density and other qualities. These elementals vary vastly in appearance, intelligence, and characteristics. They are generally classified under the heading of elementals, although they differ significantly from each other. The evolution of these elementals naturally belongs to the desire world, and they can be classified as good or bad, similar to human beings. Elementals can take possession of a person's dense body during their earthly life, especially if the person has been in the habit of invoking spirits. This possession can lead to irresponsible mediumship, immoral behavior, and even the takeover of the person's desire body after death. Elementals are also associated with spiritualistic phenomena, where they can be the originators of many of the phenomena observed. The word stoichian is not mentioned in the provided paper. The paper discusses attributes of the highest deity and the myth of the rending of Zagreus, but does not provide information about stoichian. The paper discusses attributes of the highest deity. It mentions the initiation of individuals in the Sabazius cult. The paper references the experience of Eliphaz narrated in Job 4. 13ff. It discusses Paul's use of kroixa in Galatians 4. Hebrews believed that the stars were living beings. The writer of the Book of Judges thought that stars were living beings. The stars were believed to fight in battle. The stars were believed to have influence and dominion. Marks should be undetectable without secret knowledge. Multiple marks should not interfere with each other. Marks should survive attacks without degrading the perceived quality of the work. Compression stage involves rounding coefficients and losing some precision. Streamlined coefficients are further compressed using Huffman encoding or similar. Hypothalamus is responsible for interpreting psychic phenomena. The hypothalamus is responsible for the interpretation of psychic phenomena and is related to the pineal and pituitary glands in perceiving extrasensory phenomena. Psychic phenomena transcend physical senses and cannot be directly analyzed. The hypothalamus is responsible for interpreting psychic phenomena. People can exercise mastery over the astral principle. Egyptian initiations aimed to bring conscious separation between physical and astral bodies. Absent healing is discussed. Psychic should be substituted for astral. Power of creation and manifestation. Inspiration is described as a lasting communion with the divine, allowing individuals to express the beauty and wisdom of the cosmic in their words and actions. The paper does not provide an answer to the query art. The word art is mentioned in the paper in the context of Joseph, the protagonist, being a painter and a realist. However, the paper does not specifically discuss the concept of art in relation to the query. The paper is about Hegel's philosophic explanation of divine existence and the union of subjective and objective realities. Hegel formulated the axiom that reason alone constitutes reality. Absolute truth is found in the union of the subjective and objective. Subjective corresponds to the concrete state of every being. Objective corresponds to the abstract state of every being. Draw an equilateral triangle inside a circle. Make sure the corners of the triangle touch the circle. Draw a line connecting the midpoints of two sides of the triangle. Extend the line to meet the circle. The distance between the midpoints is equal to the distance from the midpoint to the circle times phi. Divine proportion, phi, in art, including its application in paintings and buildings during the Renaissance period. It also mentions the use of phi in the proportions of the human face and body. Does not directly address the concept of creation. However, it emphasizes that reproduction is limited to transmitting life, not creating it. The Book of Job is considered the poem of initiation. Psychic functions of man refer to brain and nervous systems. Noetic effects are states of insight and deep comprehension. Discusses the concept of creative power and its connection to the universal creative force. It mentions that there is no limit to the possibilities of this creative power, but it does not specifically mention the term creative energy. Creating a genuine brotherhood is not possible based on human nature. Abstract propositions of religious faith cannot create true brotherhood. Mutual relief associations with stipends do not create genuine brotherhood. Xing Chuan uses the 5 elements of cosmology as a framework for its fighting system. The 5 elements are metal, wood, fire, water, and earth. Each element corresponds to a specific movement and striking/blocking technique. The combination of the 5 elements creates a set of combat techniques. Xing Chuan includes both empty hand forms and weapons forms. Posture, balance, and internal energy are emphasized in Xing Chuan. Great strength gradually comes. The celestial mechanism. The firing times of the lesser circuit of the sky. Combine physical and mental magnetism in your mind. Practice threading the 2 threads separately at first. Eventually, twist the threads together and pass them through the will needle. Step 1. Absorb extra nerve force from the atmosphere through special breathing techniques. Step 2. Develop and actively employ nerve force to influence others. Step 3. Combine nerve force with thought waves to create dynamic impact. Step 4. Project magnetism through mental pictures and the power of will. Step 5. Use stretching, twisting, and bending exercises to energize the body. Step 6. Energize the solar plexus by drawing in the abdominal muscles. The mental body is the vibratory rate through which we think and reason. Lower levels of the mental body are influenced by feelings. Higher levels of the mental body allow for abstract thinking and creativity, capturing the psychological essence of natural power cultivation. Operating at higher levels of the mental body enables abstract thinking, creativity, logical reasoning, mathematics, and philosophy. The importance of cultivating a frank, open manner, having an earnest tone when speaking, and maintaining a firm handshake and eye contact. The art of influencing others through mental influence. The importance of autosuggestion and thought absorption. Practicing gazing into the eyes of others without embarrassment. Thought transference. The word dragon is mentioned in the paper in the context of the devil's symbol and its worship by Romanists in Poictiers. The Chaldean system also incorporated the concept of a mysterious sufferer, symbolized by the constellation the Kneeler, which represented the serpent crusher, further glorifying Nimrod's role in the defeat of evil forces. Hercules contains two bright globular clusters, M13, the brightest globular cluster in the northern hemisphere. The constellation the Kneeler symbolized the triumph over the serpent. Chinese dragon traditionally has 117 scales, with 81 scales being male and 36 scales being female. Step 1. Sensory withdrawal, sitting alone in a quiet place. Step 2. Relaxation response, focusing on breathing to relax.